Hi again, everyone, and welcome to UWBadgers.com. I'm Mike Lucas. I'm joined by Big Ten Commissioner Jim Delany. Some Badger fans are still trying to reconcile with realignment.
Yes.
So what do you say to those people to make them feel better maybe about Iowa and Wisconsin not playing every year?
You know, I think if there's one thing, and maybe there are other things that are there, but that's one thing that's been brought to our attention. The only thing I can say is that the decision we made was a principled one. We all agreed, coaches and athletic directors, that these divisions would be first primarily competitively equal as much as we could make them. Secondarily, that we would be able to retain as many rivalries as we could, but we knew we probably couldn't be 100% in that area. And then third, to the extent that 1 and 2 were done as best we could, but we knew we would probably not be, perfect at it, we wanted to make sure there was geographic contiguity. Now, in the case of Wisconsin, we were able to secure a long-standing relationship with Minnesota. We went out of our way to do that. But unless and until the day comes where we're going to protect two rivals across, which then cuts into competitive equality, I would also tell you that, we really have, one institution which is mostly Eastern. That'd be Penn State.
Right.
And we have probably 3 institutions that would be viewed as mostly Western. It'd be Nebraska, probably Iowa, and Minnesota. And all of the other institutions, I would argue, are more central. Could they lean more east? Does Ohio State lean more east? Of course they do. Does Michigan? Of course they do, but they're in different divisions. And does Wisconsin and Iowa lean Western? Yeah, but we didn't do it geographically. That wasn't our first priority. It was our third priority. And so as a result, that's the way that it came out, and it wasn't done in a smoke-filled room. It was done based on principles. And if you don't agree with the principles, then that's a different discussion. But once you decide that these are the principles now, or if you say we want 2 protected rivals across, that's another way you could look at it, or we'd like to have a 9th game. That's another way to look at it. But given what we're trying to do with a 5-2-1, 5 in your division, 2 rotating, 1 protected, I think what we did was the right thing to do.
Jim, one of the questions we get here often is, was there discussion about exchanging Iowa and Wisconsin in your model?
Mm-hmm. I would tell you this, there were so many models that were considered. I'm sure that there was. I don't know whether or not the final model had one where Iowa and Wisconsin were flip-flopped. I can't recall that, but I can tell you we probably looked at 17 different models with lots of teams at the bottom and the middle on different sides.
Will you support adding an additional league game?
I support it, but I also know that it only enjoys broad support if all institutions in conjunction with their non-conference games could end up with 7 games. So we're working hard. I would love to see that, but I know that I'm not going to have the kind of support I need for a change like that unless I can make sure that everybody has 7 games.
There's a great venue in the state of Wisconsin, Lambeau Field. I'm sure you've heard of it. Are you
I've
open
been
to
there.
rotating the Big Ten title game?
What I'm open to is after we get past the winter and all of the challenges and tasks we have to do with getting Nebraska ready to come in, to look at a variety of possibilities, including NFL facilities in the Midwest, as well as indoor facilities in the Midwest. And we probably have the greatest collection of basketball and football facilities in any comparable 9-state area. So we'll look at it. I'm an open mind on it.
Final 2 thoughts. Are you still open to expansion?
Well, I think that what our presidents wanted to do was to have a great process. We did that. We had a good result. We had a lot of consensus around it, a lot of embrasure by our fan base. And so, I think we'll talk about it in December, and then we'll make a judgment about it in December as to whether or not it makes sense to go beyond where we're going. Right now, to be honest with you, and really since June 11th, we've been so focused on creating the divisions, creating the schedules, creating a new mark, negotiating with television over a variety of things associated with expansion, that I haven't given a great deal of thought to it. But we're going to have that discussion in December when the presidents meet.
As we speak today, the ice is down here in the Kohl Center. What's the future of Big Ten hockey?
Well, I think that the likelihood of us having a conference championship is great when Penn State comes to Division I, establishes a couple-year of competitive foundation, and then look at it. We'll have 6 teams that play hockey, and the question is, how does that get structured? Is it structured separate from or integrated with the 2 hockey divisions that our schools are involved with? I think it probably makes sense to do it separate from, but I think that there are a lot of stakeholders here. And we're sensitive to what our schools want, and our schools are sensitive for the hockey community in general. So I think there's a presumption that we will have a hockey division, hockey championship, maybe double round robin competition. Exactly when and exactly what that format is going to require a little bit more study and conversation.
Commissioner, thanks for your thoughts. I appreciate your insight. A lot of people here are already looking forward to that Big Ten opener next year with the Big Red. The Big Red versus the Big Red at Camp Randall.
I'll tell you, I'm going to be
That'd be
here.
exciting.
I'm going to be here, and I know the people in Nebraska are excited about it. And I know you had a great game with Ohio State. And
yeah, it seems like years ago, but
it does.
Memorable
Game. And so we have a lot of red, more red in the conference than we've ever had before, and it's a good thing.
For Commissioner Jim Delany, I'm Mike Lucas. Thanks for watching UWBadgers.com.